Gates Open at Arapahoe Park explores the horses, history, and fashion of the Kentucky Derby. First, we get you ready to go to a derby party. Then we look at how derby races became the most prestigious in horse racing. And we try to find you a winner as we introduce some contenders for 2016. We're showing you the behind the scenes of horse racing and some of sport's most majestic athletes. So get a leg up, come on to the track, and be ready for the start, because the horses are at the post. Welcome to a look at the Kentucky Derby. I'm Jonathan Horowitz, the announcer of the horse races at Arapahoe Park. The 142nd running of the Kentucky Derby will take place on its traditional date on the first Saturday in May in Louisville at historic Churchill Downs. The race, also known as the Run for the Roses, and the most exciting 2 minutes in sports, is the most anticipated horse race of the year and one of the biggest sporting events in the United States. But bigger than sports, the Kentucky Derby draws more than 150,000 fans beneath the twin spires at Churchill Downs and millions more following at derby parties around the country as a festival that celebrates food, fashion, history, tradition, and springtime. We'll get you ready for everything you need to know on the Kentucky Derby on this episode of Gates Open at Arapahoe Park. We'll take a look at the horses running in this year's race and a look back to the original Derby, pronounced Derby, from England in 1780. But first, we'll bring in Janelle Rocha, one of Denver's leading fashion experts. She is the hairstylist for the Broncos cheerleaders and also for sports celebrities and athletes around the country. And Janelle, you don't normally think to film a sports show from inside a clothing boutique, but why are we here at Gorin Brothers Hat Shop in Larimer Square in downtown Denver?
Well, the Kentucky Derby, not only the race is spectacular, but the fashion and, of course, the hats.
And the hats are one of the biggest things in the Derby, representing so much. What is your favorite thing about the Derby?
My favorite thing, obviously, is the fashion and friends, drinks, and, of course, the race.
And you look like you're almost ready to go to a derby party, a very nice blue dress, but I think the one accessory that you'll need, probably the most important one, is the hat. And so we'll bring on Larry Nix, who's the shopkeeper here at Gorin Brothers. Gorin Brothers has been around since 1895, since just after the first Kentucky Derby started. And let's have you try on a few hats. And Larry, can you explain to us what someone coming into Gorin Brothers would look for the perfect Kentucky Derby hat?
Usually most people are coming in looking for the wildest thing they can actually put on their head. I believe the winner of last year's Kentucky Derby party in Denver had basically a full swan on her head. And it was very impressive. That's not necessarily the thing that we sell in here. What we try to go for is a nice base that women can build off of and add accoutrement to their liking or need with their outfit. So here we have just a basic hemp straw wide brim hat that Janelle could wear all summer long to derby party, garden parties, springtime, barbecues, whatever.
I think this is more my fashion.
Yeah, easy, simple, classic, and as we see, very pretty.
And also being in Denver, it's almost the perfect color scheme. You have the orange in the hat, you have the navy blue to represent the Broncos, and I think we didn't plan this, but we match a little bit as well, because I have the orange and the blue in the tie.
Oh yeah, I'm very impressed.
Okay, so that might be our choice, but let's see what else we can do.
So this is a nice option, but then here we have more of a simple classic style, which is the Panama. It's the hand-woven Panama made in Ecuador. And then we've just added some flair to it to jazz it up, and the feathers kind of tie in the dress that she has on today. It's the epitome of classic hat. It's extremely well made. People can see it. You will get compliments.
And Janelle, of the two that we've seen, great choices. Which one would you be looking for when you go to the Derby party this year?
This one, this one's to my liking. I definitely like the feathers on that one, though.
Larry, what's your favorite thing about the Derby?
It's the one time out of our whole year that a gentleman will walk in with an outfit and say, I need to match this pink suit with my pink shoes to a pink hat. And it's just nice to see people care about their appearance.
So I think we're good to go,
Yeah.
but I might need a little bit of help, so we're gonna head down the street and and see if I can work on my Derby attire. And you got your horse pin as well.
I got my horse pin on.
We're ready to go for the Kentucky Derby. Thank you very much for joining us, Larry.
Yes, nice to meet both of you. Thank you.
Okay, let's see if I can go find something to wear for the Derby.
Good idea.
The 2016 live horse racing season in Colorado at Arapahoe Park from May 20th to August 14th. Racing takes place on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and special holiday racing on Mondays for Memorial Day and the 4th of July. Post time for the first race each day is at 1 o'clock p.m. For more information, visit myhighracing.com and facebook.com/Arapahoe Racing. Arapahoe Park, where horses come first.
Nighthawk Ranch. Nighthawk Ranch is located in Guffey, Colorado, and we buy Mustangs from the BLM and we train them for use with these kids that are recovering from cancer. It's like a team from day one with the kid and the horse, and they feel really comfortable, they feel safe on the horse, they feel a part of the horse, they feel part of the program, and it's a bond they don't experience a lot in their lives.
So the kids have their own horse for the week, learn to ride if they haven't ridden before. We spend a lot of time with animals in the morning, and then in the afternoons we have more camping events, archery, ropes course, building a log cabin, camping out overnight, a little bit of everything.
I have a lot of cancer in my family. I'm a cancer survivor, and we believe that Nighthawk Ranch has a lot of natural healing on its own. It was a great healing force in my life, and we believe that sharing that with these kids, that's important. So clean air, clean food, great experience is all positive for these kids for sure in their healing.
Off and running in the Kentucky Derby.
Racing in the Derby.
大賽18匹馬入晒閘，準備起步，準備踩呢步嘅時候咧，咁啊出得最快嘅咧近路。That's it. They're off and racing. Racing and investing derbies.
Derby races take place all around the world. By definition, Derby races are for 3-year-old horses. They date back to this racetrack, Epsom Downs in Surrey, England, when this man, Edward Stanley, the 12th Earl of Derby, wanted to inaugurate a race for 3-year-old horses on his estate in 1780. Modern horse racing traces its roots to English nobility, and the sport would eventually become known as the Sport of Kings. The legend is that Lord Derby and his friend and Member of Parliament Sir Charles Bunbury, pictured here, flipped a coin to determine who would name the race. Lord Derby won the coin flip and named the race after himself, and the Derby was born. The original version of the Derby is still held in England each June, over 1.5 miles on an undulating turf course at Epsom Downs. The Keeneland Library in Lexington, Kentucky displays the racing calendars from the 1700s. The volume from 1780 contains the program page from the first Derby. Sir Charles Bunbury may have lost the coin flip for naming rights, but his horse Diamond went down in the history books as the first ever Derby winner. The year before the first Derby, Lord Derby created a race named after his estate, the Oaks, for 3-year-old fillies at Epsom. Lord Derby's filly Bridget won the inaugural Oaks in 1779. That contest has inspired Oaks races for 3-year-old fillies around the world. Bunbury's Eleanor became the first female horse to win the Derby in 1801, and also the first horse to win both the Oaks and the Derby. That might be the most impressive feat in racing, winning a country's 2 biggest races for 2 genders in 2 days. America had declared independence from England 4 years before the first Derby, but the United States adopted the English tradition and received somewhat of an endorsement of its major Derby, pronounced slightly differently, when the 17th Earl of Derby attended the 1930 Kentucky Derby, won by eventual Triple Crown winner Gallant Fox.
They're off. Once again, it was a perfect start. I can see Sand Sprite last, Solfo on the far side, Goya this side, and Renado on the rails, I think we'll be going to the front. We've gone 1 furlong.
Both the Kentucky Derby and the Epsom Derby became centerpieces during early live broadcasts of horse racing in the United States.
And here comes Sand Sprite, the unconsidered Sand Sprite, right on this side. But Midday Sun has gone to the front now. Midday Sun, Sand Sprite, Midday Sun has won the race with Sand Sprite second.
Derby has also become associated with other sports competitions not involving horses. The Home Run Derby takes place annually before baseball's All-Star Game and was also the name of a vintage 1960s TV show. The eclectic sport of roller derby has been both the theater of the absurd and a sport that was once considered for the 2020 Olympics. And derby is even part of the fashion lexicon, because when American spectators saw the hats that English fans wore to the Derby, derby became an American term for bowler. So when the announcer says,
"Off and running in the Kentucky Derby,"
there's a lot of history that goes into what that means. Gates Open Race 6 is underway. Want to experience what it's like to ride on a racetrack? Well, maybe not this fast, but you can ride on a trail that includes Arapahoe Park during the Colorado Horse Council's Heritage Ride on Saturday, June 18th. Then enjoy a day at the races as the Arabian Horse Association hosts the Arabian Horse Day at Arapahoe Park, with behind-the-scenes tours and activities for the whole family. Saturday, June 18th at Arapahoe Park. The 2016 live horse racing season in Colorado at Arapahoe Park from May 20th to August 14th. Racing takes place on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and special holiday racing on Mondays for Memorial Day and the 4th of July. Post time for the first race each day is at 1 o'clock p.m. For more information, visit myhighracing.com and facebook.com/Arapahoe Racing. Arapahoe Park, where horses come first. The Kentucky Derby is unlike any other horse race. It's at a longer distance, 1.25 miles, with a bigger field, up to 20 runners, in front of a bigger crowd, more than 150,000, than most of the horses involved will ever see again. Here's a look at some of the contenders in 2016. Nyquist is the reigning Eclipse Award champion 2-year-old male horse. He won the 2015 Breeders' Cup Juvenile at Keeneland in Lexington, Kentucky, and may very well have covered 1.25 miles in the 1.16 race, given how wide he was during the entire contest. Nyquist's sire, Uncle Mo, was also a Breeders' Cup Juvenile and Eclipse Award champion in 2010.
Nyquist keeps striding forward in the final furlong. He has taken the lead. Swipe moves up behind him toward the outside. Late run from Brody's Cause, but still fifth. It's Nyquist with the lead. Nyquist in front, chased by Swipe. Nyquist to take it.
Representing the same connections as 2012 Kentucky Derby winner I'll Have Another, owner Redham Racing, trainer Doug O'Neill, and jockey Mario Gutierrez, Nyquist has 2 victories in 2016 to run his undefeated record to 7 wins in 7 races heading into the Kentucky Derby. Winning a Triple Crown is a difficult feat. It's happened a total of 12 times since Sir Barton first did it in 1919. Winning the Kentucky Derby with an undefeated record is even rarer, happening only 7 times since records of such a feat were kept, starting with the Philly Regrets win in 1915. Seattle Slew in 1977 is the only horse to win the Triple Crown without a loss. Nyquist will be the likely favorite when the gates open in this year's Kentucky Derby, following an impressive win in front-running fashion in the Florida Derby, when he repelled the challenge of previously unbeaten favorite Mo Heyman at Gulfstream Park.
Nyquist is a half mile from home in the Florida Derby and leads it by a neck. Sawyer's Mickey on the inside. There goes Mohayman now. Mohayman is moving on the outside of horses. Coping away is in fourth, and then comes Mahesto. Around the far turn, and here's the battle. It is Nyquist in front, and Mohayman has moved up into second on the outside. And the two of them will come toward the top of the stretch together. 3/4 in 1, 11 and 1. And they're into the stretch, and it's Nyquist and Mohayman in their bi-coastal battle at the top of the stretch. On the inside is Mahesto in third. Nyquist has moved away. Mohayman has no answer today. On the inside is Mahesto, and then comes Fellowship. Nyquist drifting out to the center of the track, but he's far in front. And Nyquist is still unbeaten. He has won the Florida Derby.
While Nyquist has been maintaining a high level throughout his career, a horse who may be peaking at the right time is Creator. It took Creator 6 starts to collect his first win in February, but Creator's closing style has been better suited for longer races. The white silks of owner Windstar Farm and Creator's gray coat were covered in dirt as jockey Ricardo Santana Jr. weaved a passage to close for a big win in the $1 million Arkansas Derby at Oaklawn Park. That's the same race American Pharoah used en route to winning the 2015 Triple Crown. If Creator's late kick puts him next to Nyquist's front-running style in the Churchill Downs home stretch, we could be in for a memorable finish.
Creator is flying. Creator now strikes to the lead. Down the outside, sudden breaking news is coming late. Creator of sudden breaking news. Creator's almost there. It's Ricardo Santana Jr. It's Creator to win the Arkansas Derby.
The Kentucky Derby attracts horses shipping to Churchill Downs from all corners of the country and even internationally. But Brody's Cause will have the benefit of home field advantage. Brody's Cause won his first career race at Churchill Downs in September 2015. The Dale Romans trainee has captured 2 Grade 1 races at Keeneland across I-64 in Kentucky, the Claiborne Breeders' Futurity in October 2015, and the Toyota Bluegrass on April 9th. The Bluegrass has produced more Kentucky Derby winners than any other race for 3-year-olds, 23 of them, dating from Meridian in 1911 to Street Sense in 2007.
Brody's Cause at the 16th pole, chased by Cherry Wine. My man Sam running huge from last, but Brody's Cause in front. Brody's Cause for Luis Saez to win the Toyota Bluegrass.
Exaggerator has racked up the frequent flyer miles. He's competed at the highest level in 4 different states for the trainer-jockey sibling combination of Keith and Kent DeSormo. Based in California, won the Saratoga Special in New York.
An Exaggerator wins the Saratoga Special.
Second to Brody's Cause in the Breeders' Futurity and fourth to Nyquist in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile at Keeneland in Kentucky. Won the $1 million Delta Downs jackpot in Louisiana.
An Exaggerator ekes it out in the Delta Downs jackpot.
And most recently won the $1 million Santa Anita Derby in California. A versatile horse who can win while racing near the lead or coming from far back.
Here comes Exaggerator, mounting a mighty bid round the outside as they turn for home in the $1 million Santa Anita Derby, and Exaggerator has gone straight past them like they were tied to the rail. At the 8th pole, Exaggerator 5 lengths over Uncle Lino, More Spirit and Dancing Candy, but Exaggerator is finishing with conviction this afternoon. Exaggerator, an absolutely brilliant victory in the Santa Anita Derby.
The 17th century English political leader Oliver Cromwell advised, trust in God and keep your powder dry, meaning have faith, but also be prepared to take your own action if necessary. Cromwell's maxim could be applied to trainer Steve Asmussen, because in addition to saddling Arkansas Derby winner Creator, that's the trust in God part, Asmussen is also the trainer of a Derby contender named Gunrunner, that's the keep your powder dry part. Gunrunner won the Louisiana Derby at Fairgrounds.
Gunrunner wins going away.
Lonnie was bred in Kentucky, as have 107 of 141 Kentucky Derby winners. But the Gray Colt has raced exclusively overseas. He started his career in Japan, winning the Cattleya Show at Tokyo Racecourse as a 2-year-old. The Mikio Matsunaga trainee comes into the Kentucky Derby off a victory in the UAE Derby at Meydan Racecourse in Dubai. Venezuela's Canonero II from 1971 is the only foreign-based horse to win the Kentucky Derby. Lani's jockey, Yutaka Take, was aboard Japan's only previous Kentucky Derby entrant, Ski Captain, in 1995.
Lani gets to U-change. Polar River's still 3/4 of a length away. Lani in front. It's Japan's Derby.
So many unique backgrounds, and 2 minutes to sort out who will go into the record books.
The Arabian Horse Association has partnered with Arapahoe Park to bring you Arabian Horse Day at Arapahoe Park on June 18th. Come out to experience a morning trail ride by Colorado Horse Council, a behind-the-scenes tail tour where you can meet a real Arabian racehorse, enjoy a lunch while watching horse races, and make sure to enter the numerous raffle contests. Admission is $15. Kids 12 and under are $7.50. Tickets available day of the event. For more information, go to arabianhorses.org/Arabian Horse Day. You won't want to miss this.
Now we're going to see if I can find something for the Derby. What are your plans for the Kentucky Derby?
Well, I was thinking about going to Arapahoe Park. What do you have going on over there?
There are going to be a few parties at Arapahoe Park. The track will be open. People will be watching the races from Churchill Downs. There's going to be a hat contest, as you'd expect at a Derby party, a live auction with some great prizes, including Broncos tickets, a villa from Puerto Vallarta, and a chance to win some prizes if you can pick the winner of the Derby. But I don't just want to be a winner picking the horses. I want to be a winner in how I look. And we have Scott Peterson here from Players Clothing Company in downtown Denver. And Scott, it's nice of you to join us. And can you tell us, you look like you're setting up someone for the Kentucky Derby here.
Yeah, we get a lot of Kentucky Derby people in, so we kind of prepare for that. We have a lot of bright colors, a lot of casual fabrics, lightweight fabrics for the weather. We have a lot of accessories, so we're prepared for that.
And why would this be a good Derby outfit here?
Well, just the blend of color, the accessories. This would look great with a bow tie on it too. I haven't put one on yet, but the vest gives it a little bit more interest.
What I like about it is it has like the different color schemes, but all with blue, and the different texture and patterns. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, a lot of men don't know they can put all that together, and when they dress normally, they don't put it together at all. But for the Derby, sometimes they'll step out and do some things that they feel a little uncomfortable in, but it looks really cool.
Well, I've always wanted to be a model, and I'm going to live out that wish. And so, Janelle, let's walk around the store and let's find something that I can try on and that maybe I can wear to the Derby. Thank you, Scott.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Let's try and find a blazer for me, because this is sort of a blazer I wear to a formal event, but what about something special for the Derby?
Ooh, this one's perfect.
This one here?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll use that.
Okay.
And I think I'll need a bow tie.
Yes.
The bow tie is the special part for the men in the same way that the hat's the special part for the women.
So I like the red pocket square. I think I'm gonna go a little same red bow tie, something that pops. Here it is.
All right, there it is. Okay, let's give it a try real quick. Thank you.
This is gonna look great on you.
Okay, so we'll go with the bow tie first. Let's see if I can tie it myself. I've had to wear a bow tie when I was announcing boxing, and then when I worked in the publishing office at the Library of Congress, the director of publishing, Ralph Eubanks, he was the one who taught me how to tie a bow tie. So let's see if I learned anything. Oh, you picked out a nice tie, Janelle. I like it. Very stylish.
The red gives it a little flair.
Okay, let's see how it looks with the jacket. Oh, this is very comfortable.
You look amazing.
What do you think? Kentucky Derby ready?
Yes, very.
Okay, let's go do it.
Let's go.
Well, Janelle, I think it's going to be a good Kentucky Derby for everybody this year, because while we were walking around Players Clothing Company, look what I found.
Nice.
A lucky horseshoe to hopefully bring luck to everybody for the Derby. Plans for Saturday?
Going to Arapahoe Park, place my bets, look my best, and enjoy the race.
So it should be a very good Kentucky Derby this year, especially since we're now going to be prepared. We know what to wear, we know the horses, we know a little bit about the great tradition of the Kentucky Derby, and that should make this year's Derby all the more special. Derby 142, a special thank you to Scott Peterson from Players Clothing Company and Larry Nix for Gorham Brothers Hat Shops, showing us how to look our best for the Kentucky Derby, and we'll see you at the races on Saturday, Kentucky Derby 142. For Janelle Rocha, I'm Jonathan Horowitz. Keep picking winners.